As you guys know, if you've already watched my other videos, that Shira 7, her teachings changed my life. And I would not be where I am today without her teachings. Someone like her showing us that we don't have to accept less, that we don't have to settle for bare minimum when it comes to men, especially if you look good. Finally starting to realize our worth and becoming more feminine, leveling up our looks, is the manosphere red pill side of things, which was formerly led by Kevin Samuels. Now, I didn't discover Kevin Samuels until after I was married. There was so many men that, loved Kevin.
I'm gonna see if you all can hear me. And I'm actually headed to Ulta Beauty because I got to return something. And I am still very much on my social media break. I am still very much on my break from creating content. However, I got a very disturbing email, and it linked to a young woman's YouTube channel. And I then went over there and I watched the YouTube video that really everybody is talking about right now. So it's not just me. Everybody is talking about this. But her channel is the new trophy wife. And she needs to go through a serious rebrand. She needs to go through a complete rebrand. So I'm going to talk about this because I received an email and I was strongly encouraged to kind of come out of my, social media hibernation, my break, to talk about this. It's very much a cautionary tale. Every woman needs to go over to that channel and needs to watch that video. So she's going to get a lot of traffic to her channel. She's going to get a lot of views on that video because honestly, every woman needs to go over there and needs to look at that video, especially if you're a younger woman. Well, you know what? I got to stop saying that because I'm coming across more and more clients every day that are in their 40s and 50s and they're making rookie mistakes. Okay. Yeah. I saw that video, shaking my head. Yeah. It's trending, and in some ways it should, because it is a cautionary tale, but I was encouraged to come on here and talk about it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going through a rebrand. My platform is going through a rebrand. When I come back, I'm going to do some things differently. I'm going to change some things up and just do some things differently that have been put on my heart to do. But that young lady needs to go through a serious rebrand of her channel. And so I'm going to give you the best synopsis that I can about her and her channel. So she's a young Black woman. Her channel was all about how to marry a rich man, how to marry a provider man, how to be a spoiled housewife, and, how to be taken care of and be spoiled and get all the things, and, on and on and on. And so she made a lot of content about that, the lifestyle. And one of her videos was entitled "How I Got Married in a Week." And I really hope that's not what happened, because that will explain a whole lot, a whole lot about this story. But apparently she, met this Christian provider man, this wealthy man, and she was coming out of another situation. She was coming out of living with another man, another boyfriend situation. And because I guess she needed a place to stay, she got up with this guy, this Christian provider man. They did eventually get married. And apparently she has 4 children, which I'm like, I need to do more research. So apparently she has 2 boys and 2 girls. And all of these children are relatively young. Like, she has 4 children. She's a beautiful girl. But apparently she has 4 children. So I'm trying to make that make sense in my mind. And now she has since had a baby with this husband. She has 5 children, y'all. 5 children. I think they're all under the age of 11. That's a lot of kids, okay? That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids, period, especially in today's time. But apparently she had 4 children. She got with this man who was supposedly, her knight in shining armor, the man of her dreams. And apparently all of this happened very quickly. So very quickly, she's moving from one situation to another. And she's moving from one situation to another. She needs a place to stay. And she's now, with this new man who's her husband. And supposedly he's the provider man and taking care of all her needs and blah, blah, blah. But she took a break from her channel. So her last video was 8 months ago. The most recent video came out 3 days ago. And in that break of time, she found out that this new man, this new husband, was abusing her 2 daughters, 2 and 4. So she figures out that SA is going on and finds a way out of the house by saying, oh, we're going shopping for Halloween, takes all the kids to the hospital, gets redirected to another hospital, and come to find out the 2 youngest daughters are being, okay? Yeah, her dream life turned into a nightmare just like that. And she has a baby. She has a new baby. So she has 5 children. Yeah, this is insane. It is insane. It is a sad, sad tale. She claims, when I watched a few of her other videos, I didn't watch all of them, but I said, okay, let me look at her other videos. Like, what is she talking about? Well, she's talking about Shira 7 and the Universal Guru. She's talking about these other women, these other, femininity coaches and dating coaches or whatever, teaching her how to get the bag and teaching her how to marry a rich man and how to have a provider husband and blah, 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 right? So she's following their advice to the letter. And looky, she's got a rich husband. She's a spoiled girly and all of that. And that is what a lot of these femininity coaches, and I mean, I'm not even going to call all of them femininity coaches, but that's what, I'm going to move my phone in a minute because the sun is out and I don't know if you all can see me. But that's what a lot of these, I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about the toxic female coaches. I've talked about this a lot. That anybody, a woman, any female dating coach or relationship coach or femininity coach that is talking primarily about focusing on money is toxic. Like, I've talked about this ad nauseum. Okay, let me move this. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay, I've been talking about this. I have been telling y'all that anybody that's telling you to focus on he's rich and he got money and I don't have to work with him and that's dumb. That's dumb. You are focused on all the wrong things. And especially if you are coming from a place of desperation, you're coming from a place of lack, you're coming from a place of, I don't have anything. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. You are approaching a man as a broke woman, like as a broke, busted, and disgusted woman, and you have the audacity to be approaching a man like, what can you do for me? Like, what? Them 2 things don't really go together. And you wonder why you're getting used and abused. You're wondering why you're getting taken advantage of by these men. Because you don't have your life together. You ain't about nothing. You don't have your life together. And you are feeding in to that princess that someday my prince will come narrative. That is a toxic narrative. That will get you in trouble every single time. Every single time. So, no. Sorry, y'all. You become the best version of yourself. You love yourself. You take care of yourself. You do things that light you up. You do things that make you feel good. you do things to pay your bills, right? You become the best version of yourself. And then that energy attracts another person like that. But this whole idea of make it about his money, make it about him taking care of you, make him, what? That's a toxic, toxic narrative. And that's why these women are getting done the way they're getting done. We've already talked about the social media influencer or the Instagram baddie who went over to Dubai, had some man pay her $50,000 or 100, some ridiculous amount of money, so that this man could, slap her, pee on her, poop on her, like physically abuse her for money. This is what y'all are falling into because you're making it all about a man's money. No, that's toxic. It's sick. Well, he's got money. And look, this is the other toxic narrative y'all love. Well, if I'm going to be, crying, I'm going to be crying in a mansion. I'm going to be crying in a Range Rover. Why you got to be crying at all? What? Why is that the narrative? That if you're going to be messed over, if you're going to be crying, you're going to be crying in a Bugatti. You're going to be crying in a mansion. Baby, there is such a thing as a good man of high moral character, a loving man, a wonderful, kind man who's not broke. I'm not encouraging you all to run out and date broke men. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is common sense should tell you that, hey, I should be vetting for it all. Like, I should vet for all of it. That's it. Like, that's the lesson. Vet a man, period. Vet a man's character. Vet a man's morals. Make sure his life is about something. Make sure he can take care of himself. Like, vet for all of it. Why are we overlooking the character of a man because of his money? That don't make no sense to me. So that's it. That's the lesson. You all are prioritizing the money above all else. That's what's getting you into trouble. Stop prioritizing the money, the status, the fame. No. Here's what I do. I prioritize how I'm treated. I prioritize the character of the man. Right underneath it is, okay, I like how I'm treated. Okay, I like where this is going. I like the fact that this man is a man of integrity. Let's see what else he's doing with his life. Like, that's how that should work. But you're thinking I'm saying, oh, date broke men and throw out having any financial standard. No, I'm saying that's not the priority. Two things can be true at the same time. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so let me look at your comments and then I gotta run. I had not planned on talking about this for very long. But yeah, this girl prioritized money. She prioritized, the soft life and being taken care of above everything, above her children, above her own, emotional and mental stability. Yeah, she prioritized that. And there were red flags. There were red flags. She mentioned them. She mentioned that the man himself raped her when they were first married. He forced himself upon her. He raped her. Okay? That happened 2 times. But because of the money, but because of the desperation, but because of the I don't have a place to stay, I don't have a job of my own, I got all these kids, she overlooked that. So yeah, this is a cautionary tale. And this is the other thing, like I said, I've been talking to y'all about these people. This is the other thing you need to understand, that when you get an 18, 19, 20-year-old woman and she's listening to Shira 7, I caught my own daughter. I caught my own daughter when she was 20. This was last year. I caught her looking at those videos. I said, stop watching those videos. Stop watching that woman. I sure did. I shut it down. I said, stop watching her. Stop watching these videos. because a young woman like that, her mind is still being formed. Her prefrontal cortex is not completely cooked. And she is literally taking advice like that, like to the letter. Oh, money is everything. Prioritize money. Make sure he has money. Make sure he's spending money on me. That's what these young girls are doing. They don't have critical thinking skills, right? So maybe an older woman would have the critical thinking skills to go, okay, yeah, he should have a good job. Yeah, he should be. But let me also consider faith. Let me also consider integrity. Let me also consider, that he has character and morals. Let me also consider, is he addicted to porn? Is he addicted to alcohol? Is he addicted? Let me also consider other things. See, young girls are not doing that. They are being spoon-fed money, 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 money. And that's all they're vetting for, money. So, thank you. All right. I'm waving at people by accident because I'm just trying to look at your comments. Okay. All right. It's so provocative. It pulls so many women in. It does. The universe guru talks about vetting men and not marrying out of desperation. Yeah, that's what's funny about the universe guru. So I have reposted some of her things, Mina Irfan. I've reposted some of her things, right? And I don't see, now she focuses on money. She also focuses on character. So I don't know if the young woman missed that. She does focus on character. She does focus on your family being involved, right? She one of her greatest pieces of advice that I absolutely love, and I tell people this too, she talks about how marriage is built. So having a good, healthy marriage is built on having good relationship skills. She says when women come to her and they say things like, I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. Like you're always talking about friends being involved, family. Well, I don't have any of that. And she actually tells that woman, you ain't got no business dating. You don't have no business dating if you don't have good relationships. If you don't have other relationships with people, you don't have the skills necessary to date or be in a healthy marriage. And that is a number one advice. I say the same thing to women who tell me that. I don't have any friends. I don't have any. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because you have no relationship skills. That's what you're saying. And you expect to get into a healthy marriage and you don't have any people around you. That's dangerous. That's straight up dangerous. So yeah, here's the assignment for the next year. I've told women this. The assignment for the next year is for you to go out and make 3 girlfriends and 1 guy friend. That's your assignment for the year. If you come to me and you say, well, I don't have no relationship with my mother. I don't have no relationship with my father. I don't have no family relationships. I don't have no friendships. Okay, for the next 12 months, you bring me back 3 girlfriends and 1 guy friend. Okay, stay off them dating apps, stay out of these streets and make some friends. You know, Bumble has a side of it that's about making girlfriends. It's about meeting women for girlfriends. Do that. Okay, but you don't have no business being in no relationship or no marriage with no man because you don't have good relationship skills. Okay. Evolving Lulu 74 says, hi, I just came in. How much did I miss? Not much. Okay. Thank you, K Jackson 863. Yes, I've been on my break and I'm going right back in my break because, like I said, I got things I still need to do. Lovelies _ blowouts. Essay happens across all socioeconomic spheres. It sure does. It's not about money. I love this page, but it's disingenuous to blame it on dating coaches. Single moms of all stations in life are vulnerable. Protect your children. I'm not blaming anything on dating coaches. I am simply, it's a cautionary tale. Every person should be mindful of the content that they consume. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming it. It is squarely on the shoulders of that young lady. Like she's going to have to take responsibility and accountability for what happened. It's squarely on her shoulders. I'm not blaming them, but what I am saying is just like Red Pill. Men who fall into Red Pill podcasts, men who fall into podcasts with a bunch of young men talking crap about women, they need to be careful about the content they consume, especially young men. Because again, that prefrontal cortex is not fully formed, and they are taking everything they say as gospel. Everything they say is the law. It's not, she's not yours. It's just your turn. They are approaching every woman like that. So there's no point in getting serious about women or being in a real relationship because she's not yours. It's just your turn. That's what I'm saying. Be very cautious and mindful about the content you consume, especially if you're young, because you are literally taking everything that these people are saying as gospel, as the Bible, as the God's honest truth, and it's not. So that's all. Okay? It is squarely on this young woman's shoulder. She has to take full accountability and full responsibility for what happened. And that's what's tearing her up inside. She is tore up inside. So I'm not here to blame her. I'm not here to shame her. Trust me, that girl is doing a job on herself. She don't need nobody else to come for her. Her mind, her thoughts, everything. She's doing a job on herself. She feels bad all on her own. Nobody needs to make her feel bad. That's not what this is about. This is about me talking to y'all and saying, hey, please be mindful. Stop prioritizing money above everything. Stop doing that. That doesn't make any sense. Good character and values are important. They are the most important thing. Okay? She said at Lovely's, I think Anita knows that her point are these women are being gullible and just going after men with money. Precisely. Yeah, I'm not here to blame the dating coaches. That woman has to take accountability for what happened. That's it. No, that's Fumi, the African lady with the white husband. No, that's Fumi. I think her name is Fumi. That's someone different. I'm talking about Shira 7. That's what I'm talking about. When coaches talk about character and vetting, some viewers still miss that part. They do. She ignored huge red flags because he had money. Yep. Check your Better Love info email. I sent you the song I made for Better Love Movement. I sure will. I've been staying away from all of that. But I will check it today. I used to watch her, but she is delusional with her tactics and is leading those ladies astray. I agree. Now, that's what I am going to say. Whether you like it or not, I think she's toxic. I think she's giving toxic advice. And I think she is leading an entire generation of young women down the wrong road. That's it. That's my thoughts. So like it or love it, it really don't matter to me. You're right. We need to have discernment and critical thinking. Exactly. But see, that doesn't exist. I want you to understand something. Critical thinking went out the window on the tail end of millennials. So on the tail end of the millennial generation, that's when all the foolishness we're seeing now, that's when that became popularized. That's when canceling people and wokeness and all this other nonsense and believing everything you hear online and believing everything you hear in the news. That's when that just went haywire. That went off the rails. If it's on television, if it's online, it must be true. Get out of here with that. Y'all act like y'all can't think for yourself, but that's what I'm seeing. She said, I just want to shout, protect your babies. Precisely, protect your babies, protect yourself. Even if you ain't got no babies, protect yourself. You're putting yourself in horrible situations. Who does that? Who goes from living with one man that you're not married to with another man that you're not married to, that you eventually get married to? Like, that's the red flag. You're living with men and you're not married. You're living with men that you haven't vetted. You're desperate. Children without biological dads in the house are at such an increased risk. Be so careful. Agreed. That's why I don't let men over my house. That's why I didn't let men around my kids. No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you to my own mom who was left and dumped and didn't date until her daughters were out of the house. She just had lots of women friends. Love you, Mom. Good for her. See, that's a woman. See? She said, agreed, most definitely all men should be vetted. Yeah. See, your mom was smart. Chew the meat and spit out the bones. Precisely. Okay. But Shira said if he's narcissistic, just be narcissistic back. Yeah, that's toxic. Like I said, y'all. Come on. Come on, stop it. She don't really know. Yeah, stop it. Being attracted and pulled into a message like hers just highlights a huge deficiency in the ones attracted to the message. It's very provocative for sure. It is. Sometimes people will follow the advice of one video without looking at the whole picture. Yeah. Now, I disagree with that one. I think my mom and grandmoms are so bad when it comes to believing stuff they hear or see. Oh, wow. So you're saying it go beyond. I see it mainly at the tail end of millennial through Gen Z. Most people in my generation, not all of them, but most people got sense. Child, a lot of women are looking to be saved. I know. It's really sad. So that's all I'm going to say. Focus on yourself. Work on yourself. I've been telling y'all this. Develop your life. Develop a wonderful, amazing, happy, contented life. Do things that make you feel good. Have meaningful work. Have purpose in your life. Have meaning in your life. Take excellent care of yourself. Take excellent care of your health and your mental health. Have friends. You know, you can live without a romantic partner. We don't talk about this enough. You can live perfectly fine without a romantic partner. You can live without being partnered. You can live without being married, and you can be happy. I am not pushing that narrative like, yeah, that's what all women should do. But we have got to wake up to the fact that we can create a life that we love. We can be happy and content with a fabulous life that we have created. And if a good man, an energetically sound, same as us man come along, great. I'll take him. But y'all are saying it don't even matter. It don't even matter what the man is about. I mean, he just need to have money and have a wee-wee. He have money and a wee-wee, checkmate. No, focus on yourself. Some of y'all need to work on your health. Some of y'all need to work on your relationship skills, your friendships, your family relationships. Some of y'all need hobbies and interests. It's a whole lot of women out here that's not about anything. And you wonder why there are great men that are not dealing with you. You don't bring any real value. That's the message. Bring value. This woman brought her looks. She's a beautiful woman. She brought her vagina. Like, that's it. And a bunch of kids. So, no. Really bring something of value. And guess what? When you do that, you will not accept anything less. When you are a top tier woman, when you are an emotionally developed woman, when you are a mentally developed, intellectually developed, like when you are developed in every single category, you will not accept less. You will not. It doesn't fit your self-concept. Men who curse don't fit my self-concept. Men who eat bad don't fit my self-concept. Men who don't work out doesn't meet my self-concept. That is not what Anita deserves. So I do not accept anything less than my self-concept. Everyone is us pushed out. And here's another thing I'm going to say, and it's going to be a little controversial, and then I got to go. This woman came from a long history of SA. She had a long history. She was SA'd. Apparently her mom was raped, and that's how she came to be. Like, she came from a generational curse of SA. That is in her energetic field. And until she gets that cleared out of her energetic field, that's still what she's attracting. So if you know anything about spirituality, if you know anything about the 5D world and that plane, y'all have a lot of stuff going on subconsciously that is showing up in your 3D world. And that's what you need to work on. That's what the inner work is about. Because that stuff is still in your energy field. That stuff is still very much in your generation. And until you clear that stuff out, that you're going to keep attracting that stuff. You have to clear that stuff out. All that energetic stuff, that stuff has to go. That stuff has to go. But she had come from a long history of that. Okay. Okay, love that. I'm working on myself and growing in my purpose. Exactly. These 40 and 60-year-old men are eating that red pill crap up. How you say that age and don't know how to deal with women. Okay, she said sorry for the errors. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But ladies, focus on yourself, get your standards up, get your morals and your values up, bring something of value, develop your personality, develop yourself. But I mean, I'm just being honest. I work with women every day, all day. And I'm just like, okay, like I be thinking it like, this is it. This is all that you got. This is the value that you bring. Come on. You could do better than this. Work on yourself. And definitely do that inner work, because if you got that generational curses on you, if you got drug use, if you got SA and grapes and all, you got all that stuff in your history, you got abandonment issues, you got emotionally unavailable issues. That's the stuff y'all be needing to work on. Instead, you want to go out and get lace fronts, and you want to get lashes, and you want to get nails, and you want to get tummy tucks and BBLs and all this other crap. Work on your spirit. Work on your soul. Go inside of yourself, cry it out, yell it out, go to therapy, go to somatic therapy, get some EMDR, get some DBT. That's what y'all need to be focused on. I thought myself about starting a DBT channel. We need it so bad. We need DBT so bad. That's what we really need. We don't need another lace front channel. We don't need another weaves. We don't need another skincare routine. We don't need another nails. We need some DBT. We need some somatic therapy. We need some EMDR. Okay? That's what y'all need. But something has to change. Like, my heart broke in two for this young woman. My heart broke in two. The thought of it. I had 3 kids, y'all. I had 3 young children. And I'm like, man, I can't imagine something like that happening. But like I said, I don't play with mine. I don't play with mine. Like I told y'all that story about one guy I was dating when my son had that hypoglycemic episode and he needed to go to the hospital, and the guy said, oh, I'll stay here with your girls. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you will not. And I know I offended him. I didn't care. I said, no, you won't. Her name is the new trophy wife. Go over to YouTube. I'll try to put it in the comment. Go the new trophy wife. I think her name is Isis. And look at her latest video. It's beyond sad. But I said, no, you won't. I called my mom over there. And look, for about 2 weeks, he was in his feelings. I didn't give a damn. You will not stay here with my 2 daughters. I've never left my 2 daughters with anybody other than my mother, other than their dad and his mother. Like, that was it. And then I have a good girlfriend. I left them twice with her. That's it. Outside of that, there really ain't much opportunity other than school. Because, no, I don't play like that. She said I did Life in the Overtime. I did see that video. It was terrible. It was terrible. Like, oh, my God. It's such a cautionary tale. You don't ever want to see nobody go through that. He said, I know for a fact that you like that. Yeah, I don't care. I'll be offending people, full-time, part-time, side gig. I had a client say that. She said, Miss Anita, your mouth work full-time, part-time, and it's your side gig. I said, yep. And I'm okay. That's just okay. Okay. I have just leaned into that authentically. I really have. I've just leaned into the fact that I'm gonna tell you some truth. I'm gonna be me and tell you some truth. She said my mama was the same way with us growing up. She don't play. I don't play either. I have never left my children, any of them, with a man that I was dating. Never. That's insane to me. So anyway, the new trophy wife is on YouTube. I'm gonna try to link that video in the description of this video or in the comments. And it is a cautionary tale, especially for younger women. But there were so many red flags. I mean, this woman already has a whole bunch of kids. So she's already not in a healthy place. She's not in a healthy place or state of mind. She's got all these kids. Now she got 5 kids. And I'm just like, wow. She should sit down for a while. That's what's really sad. She really should sit down for a while. Now, let me be honest with y'all. She probably not going to do that. I bet you in the next 2 years, that woman will be with another man. She's not going to do that. And I don't know what her education is. I don't know what she's not employed. I don't know I don't know anything about her background, but she is dependent on a man. She is 100% dependent on men. And that's a recipe for disaster. Unless that man is well vetted. Okay? So that's it. That's the video. Male centered. Yep. I have no idea evolving Lulu, but she looks to be about late 20s, maybe 30. She's a beautiful woman, but yeah, it's the saddest thing ever. I'm going to link to the video in the description, in the comments, okay? And please learn from her mistakes. That's why I do what I do. I talk about the things I talk about so you don't have to make these mistakes on your own, so you can learn from my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. Who am I to judge anybody? I made a whole lot of mistakes. That's why this platform exists. Because I want y'all to learn from my bad mistakes. I want y'all to learn from my bad choices. And I tell my daughters that too. Learn from my bad choices. You do not need to keep turning down that street with the big pothole in it and busting your tie out. I done told you, I done put up a sign. Don't go down this street, okay? Because you're going to get your tire bust out. Okay? All right. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I may poke in here and there, but for the most part, like I said, I'm focused on other things, but I will start posting again back probably closer to December. We're going to have a school starting up in January. I'm super excited about it. So school, that's the next thing I got going on. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to get back to her. She said, I wonder what Shira would say about this situation. It's going to get back to her. It's going to get back to her. And I don't know if she's going to make video about it. It's going to get back to her because everybody's making a video about it. So it's going to get back to her. And I'm curious to know if she's going to respond or not. Yeah, you said it best. Choose well. That's why I wrote the book. That's why I'm revising the book. Because that's the number one mistake that ruins women's lives is the man that they choose, who they choose to be with as in a man, who they choose to marry in a man. That's the number one mistake y'all make over and over and over again. I made it. So please listen. Have a great day. And as always, stay open to love.
Ladies, welcome back to the new trophy wife. Today I'm going to be sharing my story with you guys about how I went from being a single mom to a spoiled housewife in less than 1 year. And you can too. So I had my first child when I was 17 years old. I intentionally got pregnant with my boyfriend at the time and basically turned into a child raising a child. A few years later, had my second child. So after having 2 children and being a single mom, I think that my self-esteem was definitely low. I didn't know that at the time, but if I think back about the kind of men that I was choosing, it definitely was a reflection of my lower self-esteem. I think that growing up, I was not taught the kind of men that I should be looking to attract and be in a relationship with. My mom drilled into me, oh, go with the man that's going to be the best breeder. And I think society drilled into me to go after the thug, the street dude, the swag type dude, or whatever you want to call it. But neither one of those was the best approach to going about dating and attracting a husband. So after having my second child, I was working hard. I was making really good money. I think I was making about maybe 90K at the time, which for me as a 24-year-old woman was good. I thought I was doing good. I had my own place. I owned my car. I was very self-sufficient, all about the mindset of, oh, I can do it by myself. I don't need a man, as so many of us modern women say, you know, I can do it all by myself. And I soon realized after one Christmas of it just being me and my two boys that I wanted a family. I wanted more for myself. It felt so lonely and it was sad. It was really sad. And it was, I'd say, one of the lowest points in my life, and I realized that it just something told me to do that one. So I ended up signing up for eHarmony. I created a profile, and I think the second person that I matched with was the man that I'm married to now, my husband, my wife. And it was very different. My husband and I have a 20-year age gap, and he was not the first older man that I dated. I actually dated someone like 10 years older than me, and that was just a bust. A lot of people have told me that I'm very mature for my age, so someone 10 years older than me just wasn't a big enough age gap for me to vibe with. It just wasn't, yeah. And so when I met my husband, I knew right away almost, and people say that, but it was definitely true. I know it sounds cliche. Just from our first date, it just felt natural. Um, I felt like I just had known this person already. It was so comfortable. So we went to a really nice seafood restaurant and it was great. It was an amazing first date. And mind you, I think we both were kind of just dating different people at the time. And that's definitely something that I recommend if you're looking to, you know, find a husband, is not just dating one person at a time. It's not good to put all your eggs in one basket, but we had a great first date, and I think he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend on the first date, and I said I would think about it. I know that the universe guru talks about how you shouldn't fall into the girlfriend trap, and it was kind of something that I just intuitively knew, like, I'm not just gonna agree to be your girlfriend just after meeting you, because I know both were dating other people and doing our own thing. And then I had gotten into a serious relationship with somebody, and I ended up falling for the girlfriend trap. But that guy had really been investing a lot into me and doing a lot for me, so I kind of felt like I had to agree to be his girlfriend because he asked me multiple times, and I finally agreed. So after me and him broke up, well, let me rewind. So me and him ended up breaking up because he just didn't really vibe with my oldest son, who was 5 at the time. I could tell that he was really just putting up with my kids. He didn't really embrace them. Um, Sometimes, we as mothers can tell like someone's just being nice to our kids for the purpose of being with you, and they're not necessarily invested in your kids themselves. And that's what I felt like from him. So it just didn't feel good. It didn't feel like a family, the kind of family that I was wanting. So I ended up breaking up with him, and we were living together. I know. We were living together, and I just like packed all my stuff and left. And it was crazy because the next day, my husband, my now husband, reached out to me and was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I told him, I just got out of a relationship, and I kind of told him a little bit about why. And he was telling me like, "Oh, those are my boys," and he had genuinely really connected with my kids, and he was not the kind of man that was just be nice to them to get to me. Like, it was very genuine, and that was one of the things that I really loved about him. That was something that stood out about him versus the other men that I had dated, was he really embraced the fact that I had children because he wanted children. And so, you know, he was talking, my lease was going to be ending very soon, which is why I had went ahead and moved in with my person that had became my ex. We started living together, and I told my husband, I was like, hey, it was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, I need a place to stay because my lease is ending, and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and maybe even if it's just like for a couple weeks, you know, it's okay. Just while I look for, you know, somewhere else, because I had planned on needing to find somewhere else. And he was saying, well, if you're going to live with me, it's going to be as my wife, not as my girlfriend. And I was like, well, how spontaneous are you? And he laughed and he said, very spontaneous. So then I was like, right. So we started entertaining the idea of getting married, like, immediately. And I, you know, didn't want to get my hopes up. So I just said that, you know, he's saying all these things, but I'm going to see what action that he takes. And so I had just got paid, and I was like, okay, we seems like we're really talking about seriously entertaining the idea of getting married. So I'm going to go and get the wedding ring. We were talking about getting married like the next week, and he was out of town in Colorado, so we hadn't seen each other. This is all talk over the phone, over FaceTime. So I went and got his ring. I think I paid like $300 for it. It wasn't like a super flashy ring like the one he has now, which is completely a lot better. But I went and got his ring, and the next time we talked on FaceTime, I was like, I did something. And he was like, what did you do? I was like, I got your wedding ring. So he was like, no, you didn't. Show me. So I showed him. I said, yeah, I actually did it. You know, I don't know if you were really being serious, but, you know, we're talking about getting married. So I had a really bad habit of like spending money. And I was like, if I don't get the ring now, then I'm not going to get it. So I went ahead and got it. And that put the fire under him to, I guess, really go and look for my ring. Well, let me rewind. So then after that,